everyone, it's Lisa from My Dreaming Soap. Welcome to my channel. Now today we're going to do a natural soap, and by natural what I class as a natural soap is I don't use any micas or fragrance oils, so everything's done with either plant extracts, things like activated charcoal, maybe natural clays, those types of things. And for fragrancing I always use essential oils, or maybe do something that's unfragranced. Now for my essential oils today I'm doing a blend of cedarwood, Litsea Cubeba, or Mei Chang you may know it as, and rosemary. So basically I'm doing 40% of my essential oil is cedarwood, 40% is Litsea Cubeba, and 20% rosemary. If I remember, I'll try and put that in the description below for that blend. Okay, these are all of my oils that I've got here ready to go. I've got my lye somewhere. Here's my lye and my sodium lactate. Now I'm going to do this all in one go. So I'm just going to pour all of my lye into my oils. Now I do want to split this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh it as it is now and work out my amounts I want to split off now before I start blending. Okay, so I've weighed off those oils and lye and everything, so I know how I want to split it out. You could just eyeball it and just pour it out, see what it looks like. I actually just find it quicker to just calculate what I need, because then I can pour it a bit quicker. Right, let's get this blended up. Okay, so I don't want to blend it too much because I do want it to stay reasonably fluid. I don't want it super fluid because I'm going to do a sort of a type of hanger swirl with it, but I've still got to split it out and colour yet. So I'm going to do the white, this creamy colour white here, because I'm not putting any TD or anything here, and I don't count that as something I put in my natural soaps. But I do want to do a grey and a black. So I'm just going to split off my bits. I'm going to have 80% of my soap white. I'm going to have 14% of it grey, and then 6% of it as black. Okay, so I'm just going to get, I probably don't need that big jug. I might do this to a little smaller bit. Right, so let's just pour off what I need. Okay, so in the end there I've got my white. I've just split it into two bits, and then this is going to be my grey. So let's just add my activated charcoal in. I always pre-disperse my activated charcoal. So there's quite a bit of difference between those two, which is good. And then these two main bits I'm just going to leave as white. Okay, now obviously, as I said, white is just going to be my natural soap batter colour, which, although it looks fairly creamy here, is fairly white, my soap, when it actually saponifies. I'm just going to check that those are emulsified. I think they are. Yes, they seem to be. So now I just want to split out my fragrance. Okay, so this is that essential oil blend. Okay, let's get those mixed in. Just give them a quick mix first, because I don't like to leave it sitting in the soap. Okay, and then we'll just go back and give them a more thorough mix. Now I do want to make sure I have a trace on these before I start pouring, because I'm sort of going to start this off in kind of layers, as it were, although they're going to be very, very light. Some of it will sink through the others. Not too worried about that. Okay, so I don't have a trace yet, but what I will do is I'm just going to wait until I do have a trace, because I don't want them to just literally just all mix together. So I'll come back when I've got that trace. Let's get this poured, shall we? So I'm just doing half of my, let's call it white. I know it's sort of off-white on the bottom. And then while I was waiting for this to get a slight trace on it, I took my grey and I divided that in half, because I sort of I'm trying to do this with a fat bit and then a slightly thinner bit and then a very skinny bit of black in the middle. So the idea here is I want to try and get this on as much as I can without it going through. So I'm just going to use something to break the fall. Whoa, oh, that's not really working. I was hoping to get something quite skinny, but that's not really working. Okay, I think that's okay there. Pretty nice layer there, that's okay. And then once I get this black in, same sort of thing. I'm going to leave a little bit of that black for the top, and I don't know if you can see, but I've made a bit of a mess down the side, so I'm just going to tidy that up so the sides of the bars look okay. Right, let's get that next bit of grey in. I might transfer it back to this little pot actually, because that was handy for me to pour out of, because I could get it into the mould and get it nice and low. Okay, just using a tiny bit for the top. Okay, that's good. So now I've just got to finish off with the rest of this white. Okay, so again, just a tiny bit left for the top. Just gives this a little bit wobble to make it even. And now I'm going to do sort of hanger swirl, but I'm just going to go up and down a bit like a splash swirl. So I'm not going round and round, I'm literally just going to go down, along, up, down, along, up. There we go, so hopefully that'll be enough. And my hanger here is literally an old coat hanger, an old wire coat hanger, because I like it because it's nice and fine, but it was probably a little bit too fine for what I actually wanted for this swirl. So I just wrapped some tape, some electrical tape around it, and that made it a little bit thicker. Okay, so let's just now finish off this top.
I will keep on searching for my high, even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
So there we are with that, nice and simple. So I'm just going to pop this away overnight into my heated cupboard. I haven't gone over sort of sea popping for quite a while actually. I tend not to use my oven anymore. I've got a heated cupboard that I sea pop in now, but the principle is still the same. If you use an oven, then you just, I'm going to cover this, and then you'd put it in your oven in your lowest setting possible, and then once it's in the oven, maybe leave it in there on its really low setting for maybe a couple of minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes or something, and then turn the oven off and then let it sit overnight. Here we are with our soap the next day, so let's get this cut. Remember, this is this lovely natural soap, and it does smell gorgeous, that essential oil blend that we've got. Okay, so in this, remember the middle of this, we did that sort of up and down hanger swirl, didn't we, by putting just the white. As you can see, it's sort of a creamy white that I've got here because I didn't use any titanium dioxide. Okay, and then I had the grey made with the activated charcoal and the black. So let's have a look at what we've got. Oh look, I think it's come out really well. That looks cool, doesn't it? The up and down, I quite like that up and down. I like it like this. I wasn't after like, you know when you do a Taiwan swirl, you get that very formal up, down, up, down, up, down, very rigid. I didn't want it like that. I didn't want it as formal as that. I wanted a bit more, a bit freer, a bit more wispy, and that's what we've got here, and I like that. And the fragrance, I think, is very appealing for both male and female, and I think it's actually quite a good soap there for, you know, definitely not too feminine for your soaps. Okay, so I'm really pleased with those. They've come out just exactly how I wanted them to.